Hello everyone, my name is Michael SK and welcome back to the Fruit of Grisaia. So, last time, man, I don't even know what's happening every episode now. Things are just progressively getting worse. I do know that in the last episode it was raining a lot, and then Kazuki came in and stopped the rain. It is a coincidence. But everyone is starting to deteriorate. I guess that's a way to say it. But bluntly, like in a blunt way, everyone's dying. Pretty much. I'm pretty sure they don't have food. Everyone is kind of reaching their limits on how much further they can go with the garbage that is their situation. So, I guess let us continue. I want to say that we are nearing the end of this because of how dire the situation is becoming. It was already a dire situation, but it's honestly just becoming worse. And the further down it goes, to this point where people are dying, you can kind of tell, yes, we're nearing some sort of an end, and it's not going to be a happy one. The 12th day in the valley. Lately, I was waking every morning from dreams of food. Walking in the forest, I come across a trailer cart with broken wheels. When I draw close and look over the edge, there's a huge cardboard box full of canned food just sitting inside. Not just full, bursting at the seams. There are dozens of cans in that box. Beef boiled with soy sauce and ginger, mackerel cooked in miso, even canned peaches and pineapples. Untucking my shirt to make a pouch, I cautiously load it full of cans, making sure to stay alert and keep an eye on my surroundings. If I bring all this back, everyone will be able to eat until our stomachs are bulging. What a fantastic windfall. The looks on their faces when I come back. Not to worry, we have a can opener. But seriously, what was a bike cart doing all the way up in the mountains in the first place? A moment after that doubt flashes through my mind, I abruptly realize, oh, this is a dream. And I just got a text. I'm not really sure if you guys can ever hear like my notifications, so I always say it out loud. Anyway, I'll just take these back to the camp now. Let's all gorge ourselves until we can't eat another bite. I tried to focus on that thought, but once the first realization hit, I could never manage to fall back into the illusion. Mostly, I would wake up with a start at this point. The instant my eyes opened, my stomach began gurgling violently, and the wrenching physical pain of it twisted my face into a miserable grimace. Even if it was a dream, I wish I'd at least taken a bite. When I wrapped up the story at this point, everyone would always laugh, "You're such an idiot, Amane." I'd hide half the food. I'd give everybody one can, then hide the rest. I'd hide the whole stash and eat it in secret. The majority openly admitted something along these lines, then added with clear amusement that I was probably the only one stupid enough to come skipping right back without a second thought. I think it's sort of because Amane is such a caring person, and she's still thinking somewhat clearly. So I guess, like, while everyone is kind of, dying because of starvation, they are starting to become selfish. But Amane still has full, selfless attitudes. She still has her morals. She cares about everyone, so of course she's going to share. But I guess everyone else is in a little bit different of a situation. I didn't even read the first line there yet. I'm continuing on. It was now the 12th day. 12 days we'd spent living worse than stray dogs. Even among those who had been comparatively healthy, unmistakable symptoms of weakening were beginning to appear. The soft footsteps of death creeping steadily up behind us were growing impossible to ignore. Our nerves were rubbed raw from tension. Our spirits timid and fearful. The first to be caught by our shadowy pursuer was Komori-san's pet, Akun, the Shih Tzu Alien, whatever. It wasn't a durable breed by nature, and what food we had simply wasn't suitable for a dog with a weak stomach. And so, having fallen into a high fever during the days of relentless rain, Alien simply never opened his eyes again. He died quietly early this morning. That's really sad, but this could have been avoided. And Komori here could have eaten what she gave to the damn dog. I just think it's really dumb. I love dogs, and it sucks that a dog is dying, or has died. But, come on, dude. Priorities. But I guess this is where morals come in. Ever since morals was first brought up, I feel like I have to keep coming back to it. That's the only way I can commentate, because I can't tell jokes right now. I don't know how to be nice. This is not where I'm strong here. Kneeling in front of the lifeless body, flat on its side with limbs stiffly extended, Komori-san removed the collar from Alion's neck and wrapped it around her thin wrist. That dog had been like a brother to Komori, but she didn't break into loud wails over its corpse. Her strangled sobs forced their way out from behind clenched teeth, seeming all the more impetuous for it. Nobody could find anything to say to her. After a time, someone mumbled about at least giving the animal a proper burial. Kazuki immediately raised an objection. I kind of saw that coming. Because it makes sense. It does. And it's morally wrong, because us humans, we love dogs. They're our pets. They're our friends. But this is a different situation. We'd all been vaguely thinking it, but deeply ingrained social norms had kept us from admitting that even to ourselves. And yet Kazuki had blurted it out almost casually. Yeah, I guess you can say it's more social norms than maybe morals. Or maybe morality is kind of connected to it. Maybe I should just stop bringing up morality because I don't know what I'm talking about. But like I said, it's all I know here. But yeah, we're all kind of taught that, you know, eating dogs and cats, especially here in America, that's wrong. Eating any sort of pet like that is just flat out wrong. So I guess it's kind of like that, you know. They have been taught that, you know, eating dogs, cats, and other pets of the variety is just, you know, that's a forbidden thing. But they aren't in normal society right now. They are in a situation where they could eat the animal and survive longer. That's what matters here. At Kazuki's typically cold words, every one of us sharply drew breath. Eat. Yes, there was nothing in the world we wanted to do more at this moment. The dog in front of us was nothing but a corpse. Now that it was dead, it was no longer a dog. It was meat. Would it be okay to eat a dog that died from sickness? It was Kazuki's suggestion, so presumably it was safe. But surely we couldn't start talking about this right in front of the grieving Komori-san. And this whole idea just felt so wrong. We all hesitated. The silence grew. To be honest, we wanted to eat it. But something inside us was still offering considerable resistance to the idea. Nobody could make up their own mind. All eyes settled on our last remaining formal authority figure, Captain Sakashida. From the expression on the captain's face, those undeniably callous words must have tasted bitter in her mouth. She may be a bitch, but I guess she's got, like, a brain of some sort. She understands the social norms. But I guess everyone does if they're from any sort of society. But the point is that she is, actually, what am I saying? Never mind. Komori-san jerked her head up as if stung, then slowly turned from side to side, looking into our faces one by one. It's gonna suck for Komori. It's not social norms at this point. That was her family, man. Like, it was more than a pet to her. It's gonna hurt. Everyone averted their eyes from Komori's tearful gaze. Everyone except Kazuki, who met it firmly and gave her a small nod. Staring steadily down into those plaintive eyes, Kazuki murmured, "This is Alion's final duty." Komori-san's face crumpled as she slowly croaked out an answer. At least she understands. She probably won't eat the dog, or any part of it. At least she understands. Inhuman. The word was written clearly on Komori-san's face for any who cared to look. Even so, most of us let out small, involuntary sighs of relief at her surrender.
虫が湧く前に肉にした方がいいわね。
But that relief was short-lived. Kazuki's words once again left all of us frozen like stones. Right, if we're gonna eat that corpse, we'd have to butcher it first. There was no choice. We had to pluck the hair from the dog's body and carve it up using a knife. But of course, no one wanted that job. Again, we looked to the captain. Biting her lower lip, the captain looked in turn to Kazuki. And finally, Kazuki closed her right eye and tilted her head lightly to the left.
皆さん、じゃんけんってご存知?
Oh boy. What would really suck is if Komori had to do... Oh, okay, okay, so it was quite a simple... I was gonna say, oh my god, if Komori had to do it, oh my god. As the result of the impartial game of chance, the duty of processing the corpse fell on Koida-senpai. She tried briefly to resist, protesting, "I've never butchered a dog before." Well, none of us have! But of course, none of us had made a habit of carving up puppies either, so the argument didn't really hold together. As the kitchen knife trembled dangerously in Koida's hand, the captain tried offering her some rough encouragement along the lines of, "You're a doctor's daughter, aren't you?" To be honest though, it was a little hard to grasp what that had to do with anything. Yeah, it's kind of a different situation. Visibly bracing herself, Koida gripped the knife firmly in both hands and took a step forward. But in that moment, her eyes met those of the dead dog below her, and she immediately burst into terrified tears. Naturally, the gallant hero Kazuki stepped in to save the day. Taking in her good hand the punishment rod she normally used to strike the pan for our morning wake-up call, she swung it down with all her might on the dog's head. Wow. Everyone gasped in shock at the gruesome act. Many barely stifling screams. If I start shrieking pointlessly, maybe I'm next. That irrational fear seized us all, and silence fell over the valley.
これでもうどこが目なのかわからないでしょ? 頑張りなさい.
Meeting eyes with the dog is scary, is it? Then we'll just crush its eyes beyond recognition. It was about as elegant a solution as blowing off your jaw with a shotgun to cure a toothache.
"私がやってもいいけど、あなた、私がいなかったらどうするの? もし生き残ったのがあなた一人だったら、誰も助けてはくれないのよ."
As she spoke, Kazuki tossed her wooden sword aside, then took the kitchen knife from Koida's hand with a disdainful little snort. Everyone's got their hands full with their own problems right now. No one's going to protect you. If you're weak, you're simply going to die first. Kazuki might not have said it point blank, but her meaning was all too clear. We studied the ground at our feet in silence. The strong eat the weak. Men and beasts, insects and plants, all live and die by that rule. Many hissed about Kazuki's cruelty in low voices, but her powerful words and unhesitating actions left no room for open objection. Kazuki possessed not only the decisive personality of a leader, but also the ability to inspire fear characteristic of a ruler. Everyone could only hang their heads and obey.
あなた、随分と素敵な人ね。
Oh, I think so.
でしょ? あなたの彼氏にもベッドで同じことを言われたわ。
Man, she's got the same fucking sass as Yuuji.
お肉の用意ができたら真っ先にお声をかけますから、今は引っ込んでいていただけます?
Captain Sakashida turned abruptly on her heel and stalked away without another word.
強引だな。部長泣いてたよ。あのまま喧嘩になるよりはマシでしょ。うるさい女を黙らせるにはああいうしかなかったのよ。部長の彼氏って誰なの? さあ、でも何の反論もしてこないところを見ると。
So she had someone, and she actually took that as something really serious. Or maybe it made her think some things that she probably shouldn't have thought of. It upset her. Wasn't Kazuki's intentions, but I guess she intended to shut her up somehow.
心当たりのある存在がいるのか、もしくは彼氏がいないことをバカにされたと思って二の句を告げなくなったか、そのどちらかね。
And of course, she says it better than I do.
もし部長が切れて飛びかかってきたらどうするつもりだったの？
あなたなら平気で犬の頭を潰すような女に襲いかかる？
She makes a good point.
つまりはそういうことよ。
全部計算していたのね。
それは買いかぶりすぎよ。部長に襲いかかられる確率もゼロではなかったわ。まあその時は無様に殴られてみんなの同情を集めようと思っていたけれど、生き残るために犬の頭を潰す女と個人的な感情を暴走させて怪我人を殴る女、みんなはどっちの味方になるかしら。あなたどう思う？
怖い人だね、カズキ。
そうね、自覚はあるわ。私みたいな女は男の子にはモテないでしょうね、絶対。
Well, maybe not the boys in the fictional world. I badly wanted to scream, if you're well aware, how about doing something about it, but I could anticipate her answer, no doubt delivered in her best, nails on a chalkboard, girly voice. I'm sorry, I just can't. It's too hard for little old me, or some such. It felt as though I had maggots crawling down my spine at the mere thought. In any case, if there's a single man in the world who'd want to go out with this woman, I'd really like to meet him, so I can get him the help he needs. Ooh, that is some grilling. And so Kazuki, that is loud grilling. And so Kazuki cleaned and gutted the dog, reducing it to meat. We soaked it in barbecue sauce from the communal stockpile and cooked its little body golden brown. The powerful aroma of grease and spicy sauce wafted through the air. We swallowed mouthfuls of warm drool again and again. Just a few days ago, that hunk of meat had been an energetic, adorable little dog, frolicking around Komodi's feet. There was definitely a widespread feeling of guilt, but the sound of sizzling meat and the smell of dripping grease were irresistibly alluring. Even those who had whispered heatedly about Kazuki's inhuman cruelty couldn't overcome their own stomachs. When the meat was finally grilled and ready to be divided, they all swarmed up with plates in their outstretched hands. I was the one who carved the meat for distribution. The rear legs looked to be the choicest, and most nourishing part of the body. Lopping off one with a kitchen knife, I placed it on Captain Sakashida's plate. The second went to Kazuki. After that, I divided the meat as evenly as I could between the rest of us. We had even carefully washed the internal organs and cooked them as well. After distributing it all, there was nothing left to do but greedily devour my share. It felt like such a very long time since I had tasted meat. The first bite was so delicious that I went quite literally dizzy with bliss. My protein-starved tongue tingled as the animal fat slowly spread out inside my mouth, and my stomach squeezed tightly in on itself as though consciously trying to wring every particle of sustenance from the food. Of course, it was an ornamental lapdog, a toy breed. When distributed among the entire group, its body provided us with a mere mouthful of meat each. Even so, we all wept with joy at the nourishment, and as soon as the meat was gone, everyone began crunching away at the bones. We had assumed Komodi would firmly resist the idea of consuming her pet's flesh, but in the end, she bit into her share of meat like all the rest, sniffling miserably the entire time, tears blending with the mucus running from her nose. She ate. That one mouthful of meat kept us alive for today. I don't think we'll ever forget that taste for the rest of our lives, even if we want to. Wow, that was some crazy shit for sure. Oh man, now we're on day number 13. Alright, let's at least start this, but I don't think we'll finish it. The 13th day in the valley. It happened far too suddenly. Oh, great. Komodi-san. Oh, no. No, no, no. No, no, no. They're gonna pull this shit already? Oh my god! Komori-san, who'd seemed perfectly fine just a moment before, crumbled limply to the ground. For a moment, everyone who turned their head at the sound was simply dumbfounded.
Komori?
Kaneda-senpai called out to her partner, but Komori gave no response. Her body had begun to twitch convulsively on the ground. What? Oh my god. Komori hadn't faded from lightheadedness or anemia? Anemia? Whatever. She was thrashing her body spasmodically, as if she'd been possessed by some malevolent spirit. It was at once bizarre and terrifying to watch. Kaneda, suspecting an epileptic seizure, forcibly pinned her partner's body from above in an attempt to keep her from hurting herself. Koida-senpai and I jumped up to answer Kaneda's call, as the others looked on in shocked silence. We managed to move Komori-san onto a blanket, but the seizure continued. At Koida's anxious command, I ran off to find my own partner.
どう？原因は何なの？
倒れた時の様子はどうだったの？
わかんないよ。気がついたら地面に倒れてて、魚みたいにピクンピクンって暴れ出して。転換じゃないの？小学生の頃、こんな風に倒れた子見たことあるよ。
I feel like if I ever see someone having any sort of seizure or anything similar in real life, I would pass out. That shit is really scary to think about.
転換の発作にしては長すぎるわね。
Komori's breathing was rapid, her teeth chattered in her mouth, and her unfocused eyes swung randomly from left to right. Her hands and feet trembled strongly on a regular rhythm, as if matching the beat of her heart.
犬を食べたからトキソプラズマに感染したんじゃ。
What the fuck is that?
トキソプラズマは猫よ。でもありえないわけじゃないわね。
Toxoplasma is a common parasitic protozoan that spreads easily, so if you eat meat that's not properly cooked, there's a risk of infection. Normally, that's hardly cause for concern, but for those with badly weakened immune systems, it can cause serious illness and even death.
まともな免疫抗体があればこうはならないわよ。日和見感染症ね。
どうするの？このまま見ているしかないの？
検査のしようもないし、病名が分かったところで手の打ちようもないわ。せいぜい原因を特定して同じ過ちを犯さないように喚起するぐらいね。
原因は犬じゃないの？
犬はよく焼いてから食べたでしょ。考えにくいわね。小森さん、何か他に変わったものを食べたりしてなかった？
Could she maybe have eaten mushrooms? Not exactly sure if that could cause this problem, but I mean, like it should be known by everyone at this point that the mushrooms out in the wild are not to be eaten. After a moment of thought, Kanede's mouth fell open with a little
そういえば、なんか花の芽を食べてた。
Oh, I see.
花？何の花？
名前はわからないけど、綺麗なピンク色の初めて見る花だった。これ食べられますかねって言って、その場で何個かつまんで食べてた。
I guess starvation or whatever will do that to you.
なんだろう。ジギタリス？
日本に生えてるかしら。自生が確認されたのは一度きりでしょ。
Kazuki laid a hand on Komori's trembling forehead.
熱があるわ。体内に侵入した病原菌を熱処理しようとしている証拠ね。水分をたっぷりと取らせて体を温かくしていっぱい汗をかかせるしかないわね。
Keyword is hopefully.
それで治るの？
悪いけど他には何もできないのよ。何にせよこれに懲りたらよくわからないものをつまみ食いするのはやめなさい。
Under these starvation conditions, it was inevitable that our immune systems would grow weak. Recently, drinking water raw had become common practice, as no one wanted to waste time boiling it when they could be searching for food. And when foraging in the forest, many would pop even totally unfamiliar plants into their mouth if they looked vaguely edible. By now, diseases so mild that a normal person probably wouldn't even notice them were potentially life-threatening to us. That was how weak we'd grown. As we slowly carried Komodi's quivering body into her tent, we can only grind our teeth at our powerlessness.
Kazami, ちょっといいかな?
We just left Komodi to rest when Sakuma-senpai called out to us.
なんか、息吹の様子がおかしいんだよ。
Oh man, everyone's gonna die. I had a very bad feeling about this. The moment we followed Sakuma into her tent, that persistent was realized.
ねえ、今日は何日？私たちがここに来てから何日経ったのかな。
Wrapped up in her sleeping bag, Ibuki stared intently at a point on the tent's canopy, smiling slackly at nothing in particular as she spoke.
今日は何日？
今日は26日。ここに来て13日目よ。
そう。早く帰りたいな。
Oh, I'm pretty sure everyone does. Even as she answered, Ibuki's eyes never turned toward us. The tone of her voice was vague, unfocused, almost like a sleepwalker conversing with her dream.
ちょっと出ようか。
As directed, we moved to leave the tent, but Ibuki immediately piped up.
ねえ、どこ行くの？私も行く。
すぐ戻ってくるよ。おとなしく寝てな。
今日は何日？
Oh man, her brain is rotting.
26日だよ。
そう。
Oh my god!
早く帰りたいな。
I don't know if her brain's actually rotting, but she can't remember anything.
参ったよ。今朝からずっとあの調子なんだ。いつもならすぐに元に戻るのに、今日はもうずっとあんな感じだ。
どうすることもできません。ここには薬もなければ自己回復力を上げるだけの需要もないんです。
It's the sad truth.
このまま腐るに任せるしかないのか。見ていることしかできないのか。
申し訳ありません。
君が悪いんじゃないさ。無理を言っているのは私だ。すまなかったね。
いえ。
Sakuma-senpai's powerless attempt at a smile conveyed only resignation and defeat, made all the more pitiful by her swollen face. It wasn't the flushed swelling of a fever. Her face was drained of all color, her ghastly pale cheeks visibly rough and dry. She was blinking constantly throughout our conversation. It may have been difficult merely to keep her eyes open behind those bloated cheeks.
佐久間さんも栄養失調が顔に出ています。気をつけてください。
そうだね。気をつけるよ。
Exactly how was she supposed to be careful about starving when there was no damn food? Sakuma seemed mature in refraining from yelling the obvious retort in Kazuki's face, but quite possibly she simply no longer had the energy. Just how long would this situation last? Mentally, physically, in every possible way, we were being taxed beyond our capacity to endure. How long could we possibly hold it together under such circumstances? Even Kazuki, our acknowledged authority on mental toughness, could no longer fully hide her fatigue. Her youthfully framed face, burdened with that accumulated exhaustion, seemed to have aged somehow. Gently closing her eyes, Kazuki breathed a brief sigh, then proceeded to depress me still further.
実はここだけの話。桜井先輩と広岡さんも相当にまずいのよね。
Oh boy. Sakurai had initially been recovering fairly well, but our unsanitary environment and inability to adequately disinfect her wound proved catastrophic. She was beginning to exhibit symptoms of sepsis, almost certainly caused by bacteria invading through her wound. I don't really know what sepsis is, but I don't want to ever learn about it. She was now running a high fever with a consistently elevated heartbeat. Oh, great. She tripped over her tongue when she tried to speak, and her limbs were routinely racked by brief, painful muscle spasms, as if her body was trying to contract. She needed antibiotics, and soon. Haruka-san was no better. In fact, she was worse. Her debilitation had progressed to the point that she no longer showed any response to our voices. It all came down to inadequate treatment, compounded by worsening malnutrition. The dog had been our only halfway decent meal in days. Otherwise, we were getting by on cooked snails, wild grasses, and our gruel. Really nothing more than faintly colored water with a few grains of boiled rice floating at the bottom. Even minor injuries couldn't heal on such a diet. On our first day stranded in this ravine, we ate fluffy white rice steaming from the cooker. I couldn't get that memory out of my mind. Back then, we gobbled the rice down without a second thought. Even had the nerve to complain about our coarse side dishes. Just remembering it made me want to scream at the pampered luxury of it all. We were so starved for sugar that tea made from the skins of onions almost tasted sweet to our tongues. But then again, our initial yearning for sweets only lasted for the first carefree week or so. At some point, we'd begun to crave salt far more than sugar. By now, we'd been reduced to licking the rust that formed on the wrecked frame of our bus after the days of rain. That is terrible. Alright, we're gonna end it here because I can't take any more reading this. This is really sad. Alright, so we're in the 13th day. I don't know what's coming up, but things are getting worse. And I don't like it. So, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed, please leave a like. And if you'd like to see more, hopefully not more of this story because it's terrible, not in a bad way. It's an interesting story, but it's really sad. But yeah, I guess if you'd like to see anything else that's Grisaia, please subscribe. And I guess I'll see you guys next time, but oh man, this was very uncomforting. I can't wait till next time.